We're here with another Elden Ring guide video, and this time we're doing Vergil in 60 minutes. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is move on over to that prisoner starting class and snag it. This starting class allows you to have a staff and the magic glint blade spell, which is one of Vergil's signature spells. Make sure to also grab a golden seed as your keepsake. And there's also a slider video of Vergil as well, if you want to look like him. So for this first bit, as usual, just grab all the items in the room. Go and trigger the boss, and just jump off that cliff. Once you get to that starting section, head upstairs to that first grace. Use the golden seed, change your flasks up as well to be 1 HP, and the rest in FP. After you get that done, head up to the elevator, outside, meet Vare, tell him he's a whapping asshole, and head yourself to the church. Sup, Vare, you whapping asshole? No, you're the whapping flapping asshole. Once you're there, make sure you grab that smithing stone one. It's going to be useful later. And the next thing you're going to want to do is head up to the next graze and grab our horse. Give me the horse, you whapping flapping asshole. Only if you allow me to suck on your feet. Deal. Well, now that we got our horse, it's going to make this a little bit easier than having to just walk around. To make it easy on yourself, just use your magic glint blade and clear out the gate front runes a little bit in the backside. Grab the map, and you're going to want to grab that flail. After that, grab the graze, and we're going to head up into the lake real quick, because we got to go to that Limgrave tunnel. Make sure you always go down the side areas of the elevators, don't actually take them, just to make sure you get all the items, because some of them are going to be pretty useful. But the main point of doing Limgrave Tunnel is to grab all the smithing stones as possible, and with your magic glint blade, it's going to kill these enemies in one shot. So this is what I like to call easy mode. Now, this is something you don't actually have to do. You don't have to fight the boss if you don't want to, but it's some extra runes, and it's beneficial. Just make sure you don't die to him like I did the first time. Oops! After that, you can head up to Aiolio Lake North. We got to take a good horse ride and pick up a bunch of items. So from the Grace, you're going to want to head south down the way. And kind of pop over to the left here and head up the hill. Grab this gold pickled fowl foot, because this is going to be pretty helpful later on. And then just keep hugging the left side here and heading south. We need to pick up a scroll for later. Plus, it allows us to grab a bunch of these runes here, and these are going to be helpful later. Make sure you just hug the left side here, makes it really easy and you don't have to fight a lot of enemies. But once you got that Royal House scroll, head back up north, and once you get to that fork in the road, just take that right and start heading east. Once you head far enough east, you'll end up at the Third Church America, where you'll get your Sacred Tear, a Flask of Wondrous Physique, and a Crystal Tear to put into it. Once you grab that stuff, just head a little bit north out of the church and into this river. There's a teleport for you. This is going to take us to the Grail's Dragon Barrow in the Bestial Sanctum. Go inside, grab that Grace, and then just run past the boss south. Grab the Golden Seed. Instead of taking the actual big bridge over here, you're going to want to head east. From there, you can do a little jump down and then head south over the smaller bridge. This is for an actual purpose, because we want to actually do this tower over here. Now, the easy way to do this tower is just to use the Gale, jump up onto the roof, and into the balcony. Once you're inside, just go up and grab that memory stone. Now you can teleport your way back down, head back onto your horse, and up the Gale again, but this time to the right. Grab all those golden runes and start heading south to the Erd Tree. Once you get to the Erd Tree, head behind it and you'll find another Wind Gale. Take this one up and head towards that fort to the southwest. Now at this point, you can sit down and Melina will probably send you to the round table if you like. I chose not to, but it's up to you if you want to go.
You whopping cunt, I don't want to go to the round table. Get out of here.
The other thing you need to do is just kind of use some of these ruins before we go through this suicidal mission. So pump it into mind, because that's going to be pretty helpful. Use a couple of the golden runes if you need to, and make sure that you have as little runes as possible when we go into this fort. Once you're done with that, we're going to head inside, and just kind of make sure you follow my path. I'll have this in regular speed for you, so you can actually keep along pretty well. This is also going to give us half of the Dectus Medallion in order to get up to Altus Plateau, and this is actually the harder one to get. Also, if you're able to follow my path pretty well, you won't summon any of the guys up top, making this 100 times easier. The only things you're going to have to watch out for are the rats. They're going to do a lot of damage to you, but just run past them, go down, and grab that Radagon Source Seal. Once you got it, you can just Minecraft yourself. Now for the part to get a ton of souls. Put on that flail, put on that Radagon Source Seal, get up to that dragon leg, and just start spinning. Make sure to use that Gold Pickle Foulfoot right when you're on the last chance to bleed him. And this will net you 96,000 souls. Once we're back up at the Grace, you're going to want to put your Vigor up to 20, your Strength up to 12, Dexterity up to 18, and Intelligence at 23. That's going to give you a good amount of health, and it's going to give you the stats already available for Moonveil, so that way you can just plop it right on when you grab it. Now, I made a couple of little detours just to make this a little bit easier on you and to give yourself a bunch more flasks and potency on your flasks. So after that, I went a little bit southwest to the Giant Skull, took the Wind Gale down, and went into that church to grab that Sacred Tear. Once you've got that, you can teleport yourself to Gatefront, and now we're gonna head up into Liurnia. So go into that big gate and start taking that path up. Grab the golden seed and that grace. And don't worry about talking to the NPC. She'll teleport herself back to the round table later, and she'll leave you a little gift when we come back here. So once you've got that done, you can head back up north under the bridge here. You'll find yourself that you can go on the right side here and completely skip the entire castle. Once you've popped that grace, go into the church, grab the sacred tear, and just keep heading on your way down. Now, this part's important. When you get to the merchant, he's going to have a bunch of smithing stone 2s. Make sure you grab all of them in this first go. I ended up having to come back and grab that one that I missed. Also grab one of the smithing stone 1s. Once you've got that, continue on your path down. Make sure you grab the map and that grace, and that way you can actually see what you're doing now.
Bitch.
After that, scurry your little buns to the east. And once you actually get up to the road past the ruins, there'll be a grace there for you. Make sure you grab that one. That one's an important one. After that, you're going to head north up the path, but take the left side up the hill. We want to go into this highway lookout tower that's going to have a cookbook for you, and it's going to have the actual staff that we want. This is going to boost up our glint blade. One thing to note is when you get up to the top, crouch. You can backstab the enemy and it'll knock them off the tower, leaving you to grab this staff with ease. Once you've grabbed that staff, make sure you equip it and then head to the grace that we just grabbed. Head back into the runes that we passed and there'll be a teleport there. You're going to want to take that teleport. It's going to send us to the actual front of Liurnia, to the front gate. Woo, we're zooming across this lake now. Make sure to grab that grace and then head back down and jump between these two trees specifically onto this big rock. But be careful, because you can slip off, and if you don't have a firm grip or footing on your horse, you'll die. But once you've successfully done it and you get used to it, it'll be very easy to do. Now we're going to head a bit northwest. We want to get past this dragon and grab that key, because we're going to want to get into Liurnia in order to grab a talisman. Make sure to also grab these smithing stone 2s. These are going to be very helpful later to upgrade your staff. When you get out into this clearing, just hug the left side, grab that grace, and head straight north towards the dragon. Grab all the items, and head back south towards the grace. Make sure to sit down so that way you can reset that dragon and teleport. At this point, you should be about 30 minutes to 40 minutes through your journey. Once you got that key, you're going to want to teleport to the Liurnia gate once more. We're going to do this a couple of times. And jump yourself off. Once you've successfully done it, head east, and just keep heading east until you actually get to the grassy area. Make sure to hug yourself around, and we're going to go north. We want to get to the Turtle Pope. At the Turtle Pope, make sure you have enough ruins. I'm sure you probably will with all the golden runes that we picked up. And you're going to want to give him that scroll. This is going to allow us to buy 2 spells. Grab that Glintblade Phalanx and that Carrion Slicer. Now you've got 3 Vergil spells, and I gotta say, this build is starting to form. After that, you're going to head back to Liurnia gate once more. But this time, we're going to go inside. Once you're inside, take that northeast part of the bridge and grab that golden seed real quick. Then head back and go into Liurnia. If you follow my run here, we'll be grabbing all the graces, and it's only going to take us about 3 minutes. One thing to note is that when you get past the cemetery, if you miss the elevator, just count to 3 and then jump off. You'll make it, don't worry. We're going to keep heading forward, and right before we actually get to the Wolf Boss door, there's an illusory bookcase here on the left side that you're going to want to go through. Grab all the items below, and on the right side when you're heading out, take that ladder up. Go to the back side, jump over the painting, and head down these holes. From there, you'll be able to grab this very beneficial talisman. Once you've got that, we're going to head back out to the front gate. And make that jump one last time. This time heading slightly northeast into one of these gazebos where we'll be teleported pretty far up north. You can grab that map once you've teleported in, keep heading north into these ruins, and jump your face into this wall. This will allow you now to talk to Iji. He's going to end up being your blacksmith for this part instead of going back to the round table. And at this point, we're now just going to upgrade that staff. Get it all the way up to a +5. Now for another little horse journey. Start heading towards the ruins again, but hug the left side of this cliff, because we're going to want to jump down. Be careful when you get to this section, hug the left side so that way you don't trigger one of the big hands. And you can grab this crystal tier like it's nothing. Then, head straight east, and we're going to go into the ravine. Also, make sure you grab this Somber Smithing Stone 4. It's going to upgrade your Moon Veil. Now, I took a little detour down the ravine most of the way just to grab that golden seed. Then I came back and I went up the hill and went into the church. This will just give me another sacred tier. At this point, we're done with Liurnia, so we just got a couple of things left to do. For this next bit, you're going to want to teleport to Stormhill Shack. You can grab both items in this area now. There'll be a golden seed and a stone sword key for you. Now upgrade your flask all the way. Use all your sacred tears and all your golden seeds. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is allocate your flask uses to be 2 HP and 6 FP. That 6 FP is going to give you just enough to fight this magma worm. Once you've got that situated, head back to the Third Church America. Once there, head north and take all the wind gales all the way up. After that, head east and grab this Grace and K-Lid. Now don't worry, we're not going to take the path or have to deal with any birds or anything. It's going to be very easy. Head behind the shack and jump up those rocks. You'll actually find a bunch of crypts with more golden runes. Grab those. Then, head a bit south, jump down a little bit, and you'll find your way into Gale Tunnel. This is where we're going to pick up the Moon Veil. Now it's up to you if you want to fight your way through or just kind of run, but I gotta say it's pretty easy just to run it through. It's a very short tunnel. Once you get through and you're near that boss door, go through the smaller one first. Say hi to Alexander, and sit down at this Grace to reset all the enemies. Make sure you've got everything situated. Your flasks are at 2 and 6. You got your Flask of Wondrous Physique, and you got your Crystal Tears in there. You're going to want the Heal and the Intelligence in there. And you're going to want that Magic Glintblade spell right up front. That's the only one you're going to use. now we're finally here for the actual moment to fight the Magma Worm. Now this boss is not going to be quite easy, especially for how low level we still are for the area. Keep your distance, watch for his abilities, especially that charged lava one. That's the one that's going to get you the most. But if you keep your distance, you can throw out a bunch of magic glint blades. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to take a little while. And I will note, from experience, I did die once to the Magma Worm in this run. But on my second time through, I was able to beat him pretty easily actually, just by keeping distance. Once you got that Magma Worm down, you have your Moon Veil, and Vergil is pretty much ready. So let's go beat Margit. But first, we need to head back to EG and upgrade this bad boy. You're going to want to actually buy the Somber Smithing Stone 3 from him as well, because we were never able to pick one up during the other parts. But luckily, he had one for us to buy. Upgrade that Moon Veil all the way, and we're going to head back to Stormhill Shack. And this time, head into Margit. You can allocate your flashback to having more HP for this fight, just to kind of give yourself some more survivability, because I guarantee you, you're not going to need 6 charges of your FP. Once you're set, we go into it. And with that, I was able to get the Vergil build going and beat Margit in 65 minutes. I hope you liked this guide. Let me know what other characters I should try to do these for, and I'll do my best to actually make them possible.